up, y'all? This is Glizzy and this Baba Son TV. And the day I got juvenile life in jail. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm on my way to 500K subscribers. Appreciate all my supporters, y'all. I just say that like I'm reading the book. Make sure you subscribe. I'm on my way to 5. Like, I don't know, y'all. I'm getting to the YouTube voice. I don't know. So as y'all all know, back in the day, if the new subscribers don't know, back in the day, I'm going to start bringing up my old stories. I'm going to get back to the formula of my old stories. I got some surprises for the channel. Just make sure y'all surprised. I'm about to just show y'all my life. I'm about to all out just live. It's no longer. Just watch it. Just keep watching. Just watch it. It's about to get bigger and better. So as y'all all know, I come from the streets, y'all. I come from a bad environment, a bad background. I come from Southeast DC, Washington. I used to be like all these juveniles, all these young guys y'all see, Mr. Free Card, and them. I used to want to live and be tough and live up to these facades that was unreal. So long story short, I had got locked up back in the day. Back in the day, I stole a phone. You can find a part 1 of this. I told the jail story. What I got locked up for was a long story short. I had stole a phone, long story short. I'm going to get to the part when I'm in jail. All right, I'm locked up. The charge I ended up getting, I had got life in jail for it. Not life in jail as like adult life in jail. I got juvenile life in jail. Juvenile life in Washington, D.C. is something like this. Juvenile life in jail mean I get committed to DYRS. DYRS is another company that's like in control of juvenile delinquents. I'm no longer just a regular juvenile that goes to jail, go to court. Now I'm a part of the juvenile delinquent system. I got a juvenile caseworker. If I catch a charge, no matter what charge I catch, I gotta go back to juvenile jail to get released from my caseworker. I'm gonna break that all down to you. So long story short, I did nothing super duper violent. This was my first charge ever. I had like robbery. I snatched the phone, but I end up assaulting a teacher on top of that as I was waiting on my time for snatching the phone. I had probably end up not going to court for months. Something with me. I ain't end up going to court for a long time. Like they was trying to give me psychiatric evaluations. As a kid, once you get locked up, it's so much to get out. They was trying to put me in the system. Long story short, I end up getting into an altercation with a teacher at YSC, Mr. Sankofa. I stabbed him up with a pencil, and I had to get a psychiatric evaluation. That took me like 90 days, put like 3 more months on my sentence before I even went to court. That's what took me so long to go to court. So long story short, I could have pled guilty to the charge, but I'm a juvenile. I don't know nothing. This is my first time in jail. I could have pled guilty to the charge and got committed to DYRS my first day I went to court because it said, man, I'm guilty. I waited. And me waiting to see the outcome of it, was I going to get released and get probation? I end up getting committed anyway. Committed to DYRS services. I end up getting committed. I end up getting committed, and that's how I got juvenile life. Juvenile life, they end up sitting, when I pled guilty to juvenile life, DYRS, to DYRS custody as a juvenile. Not meaning I got life in jail. I got to serve my whole term in jail. That means DYRS, my life is in their hands as a juvenile. That's basically me. They can make any recommendations. If I got high recommendations, they can send me to residential treatment. If I'm a repeated offender, they can send me to Oak Hill. This is where the repeat offenders go. This is where the people that go to keep repeating, not the repeating, and they need more time, residential facilities, the Arizona and stuff like that. So they had a meeting about sending me to Arizona. Long story short, my credentials didn't add up. I had just got locked up. That was my first charge, so my points went high. They ended up releasing me. They released me on the house arrest box. Now on the house arrest box, I don't have a curfew, and I don't have nothing. I don't have no credentials. I just got to see my social worker on Thursdays, and if he come to my house on certain days, pop-up visits, I just got to be there. But I'm free. I could do whatever. I just got the GPS on. They got GPS monitoring me for the rest of everything. For the rest of my juvenile life, I'm going to be GPS monitored. I can get this box off, though, in a certain amount of days when I comply to the rules, certain I can get it off, or say if I violate, while I got it off, my violation probably be back on the box. After that step, it'll be juvenile jail. After juvenile jail, it'll be residential. But you feel what I'm saying? Long story short, so I'm locked up. I end up getting juvenile life. I violated a couple times, end up going back to jail. It's all initiated from that same robbery charge. I end up getting a group home. I ended up getting in trouble in the group home for not going to school, got stepped back. But one thing about it, I had a social worker. Once they committed me to DYRS services. They give you a social worker. It's like you don't even deal with courts no more. Say if I'm a juvenile and I got committed to DYRS services, I go to jail. And once I go to jail, they send me to my social worker. My social worker is my judge. He decide if I go back home, if I do this, it's on him. Like, he my representation. Like, he responsible for me in the streets and how his clients doing and how he give his boss his portfolio, and it's looking like his whoever on his list, the people that he like the guys that's basically the guys that's under him. He they probation officer for real. So they looking to see if they doing what they supposed to do, they complying. That's how he looking. So if you ain't doing too much and being seen too much, yeah, you get caught up. But if you ain't doing too much and you off the radar, he was lenient with me. But whole time, my social worker that they had gave me, I can tell y'all this now, he was talking to a lady in my neighborhood. He ended up talking to a lady in my neighborhood. My mother knew him. My mother ain't know him for being my social worker. My mother knew him for being the girl sugar daddy. I know the lady too. So once my mother had that relationship with him, it's like I own him. Whatever I do, I wasn't even tripping off nothing. Whatever happened, call my social worker. My social worker get me out every day. I probably violated that box 7 times. My social worker got me out all 7 times. He ended up getting fired though, not because of me, just because he was too good of a social worker. He was a black guy, man. He was the best DYS social worker ever. I knew he was gonna get fired though. He don't last forever. It's like, bro, I couldn't go to jail for nothing. Long story short, I ended up going to jail. And then when I got out of jail, I was probably like, I caught the charge at like 15. I was on the box dealing with the charge, DYRS services. I told you I pleaded guilty. My pleading guilty was DYRS life. So lay there in my life till I'm 21, no matter what. This charge is stuck. I'm here to 21. I got to go to all these programs, all that. Boom. So like my 18th, I ain't gonna say my 18th, like my 17th birthday, I had moved to my grandmother's house, long story short, because my mother was crazy, bipolar schizophrenic, so I had to stay with grandma for a while. And I went on a run. As I went on a run, I'm 17. But I was getting like, I'm going to tell y'all in the next story after this, I was getting like a retarded check for being retarded. Like, not really retarded, but like a social security check for being slow. So the social security check, I wasn't going to school or nothing. I wasn't even tripping on school. I'm making $1,200 every 2 weeks. I'm getting $1,200, $2,400 a month just for being a kid. Like, my mother giving me all the money because she getting a social security check for herself. She ain't even been stingy with it. So at this time and this age, I don't really need school. The social security check is keeping me above. I'm making more than a teacher. I ain't tripping on no school, and it's funding me so I can run. Do you not know? I had a probation officer and a social worker. So long story short, I ended up catching another charge while I was on the box. Told you I had my social worker. He was sweet, but they end up, I had a DYRS social worker, and I still had an open juvenile case, but I had an open juvenile charge on something else. I don't know what it was. It was something I did in the group home. I did something in the group home, and they gave me a probation officer. But I only had this probation officer for like, just say like 2 weeks until I went to a couple court dates, and then they just put it with the same case and put it with my social worker. But this probation officer realized that I was on the run from a DYRS case in the beginning. She go write the social security bill, and long story short, she write them, they stop my check. Now they stop my check. I ain't getting no check. I'm out here. She think I'm going to stop and all that. But I was 18 by now, and I was already in the streets, knew how to maneuver around, made a couple dollars, knew how to finesse and all that. So I was out here. So long story short, from 18, I never went to jail again though, y'all. Once I went to jail my first time, I learned my lesson. Like, I'm going to tell y'all about that in a little bit at the end of this. Once I went to jail, I learned my lesson. So I went to jail. After I went to jail, I got her. She stopped the check. I had got the box. I was 18. Yeah, I'm moving around. I'm outside. I'm doing my thing. I'm in the streets. I ain't tripping. I ain't in school or nothing. I'm turning into Aunt Glizzy. Like, life is looking like I got another option to become a rapper or some Shy Glizzy homeboy now. Stuff just happening. You feel what I'm saying? And I got street reputation, and I'm somebody. So I end up going on a run. They stop my check. I'm running them. I never went back to jail ever. Never got locked up again. I learned my lesson from going to jail. Never do that again. So now I'm running them. I cut the box off. I don't have no box on from 18 to 21 years old. From 18 years old, 19, 20, 21, however many years, from 18 to 21 years old, I ran them. I turned myself in on my 20, no, I didn't turn myself in. I take that back. This is what happened. On my 20th, like a little bit before my 21st birthday, I caught a charge in the neighborhood, like it was like I got into a fight on 4th of July. Yeah, I got, this so long ago, yeah, I'm trying to remember 15. So I got in a fight on 4th of July on before my 21st birthday, like a little bit before my 21st birthday. Probably like 2 days before my 21st birthday, they sent me to the juvenile joint on the hold. Just on a juvenile hold. I sat down Oak Hill probably to my birthday. On my birthday, I didn't have no court date or nothing. I swear it was like a movie. They let me walk straight out. So basically, I ran them all that time. Like, it aged out. Like, I ran. I got over the juvenile life. Like, I'm 18 to 21. A couple months before my birthday, not even a couple months, I keep saying months. Probably a couple days for my birthday, they held me just, it was probably a gift in disguise because I went to jail and I was going to need to get that over anyway. So I got it over. Like, that shit only took like 3 days. On my birthday, they just let me walk straight out. I wasn't in juvenile custody no more. I didn't have no social worker. I didn't have nothing. I felt like I beat the system. And it's another thing though, y'all. I never in my life went back to jail ever. Let's get into that story. Let's get into part of that. So when I went to jail, this is my first time in jail. First time in jail ever. I'm going to tell y'all the wildest thing I ever did in my life. I went into jail. I don't know nothing about nothing. They give me a uniform. They give me the shower shoes. I got in the shower, but this juvenile jail. Don't think this real jail with 100 people in the shower and it's just people in the shower. It's a single shower. Don't get me wrong. This is the nastiest shower in the world. Shower dirty. You ain't supposed to do that. I left the shower shoes outside the door and I stuck my feet like with a drain where all the nasty stuff go at and all that. My feet was in it and all that. Like, I ain't know what to do, y'all. I swear, like, somebody knocked on the door and said, nah, and you supposed to put them shoes on, the shower shoes, they can get wet. Long story short, so boom. None of them in there. I'm the only person, a Christian, in there. Everybody else Muslim. I swear, this 2009. This when the Muslim wave hit DC like crazy. Everybody Muslim. I'm talking about, it's more Muslims than people. It's Ramadan. They waking up every night, 4 o'clock in the morning, about to say they pray at 5 o'clock in the morning. I hear the water like this. Shh. All you hear is sinks. I'm like, damn. They got trays coming, but they can't eat their trays in the daytime. So all their daytime trays, it's only one Christian, 12 people on the unit. I'm the only Christian, so I get all the chicken nuggets. I get all the cookies. I get all the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like, all that. All they get is their lunch tray. I mean, they dinner tray. They take it with them for the night and save it. Man, I'm loving Ramadan. So look. I hear them, I'm going to say the prayer before I roll out for them. They be sounding sweet. They cut the water on. I guess they do their little voodoo. Boom, boom, boom. They open their cells. They ain't opening mine. I'm waking up anyway because they respect me. I respect them. I'm just listening to the brothers. I look out the window and they say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Simi Allahu Liba Hamidad. Rebella Lakaham. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, rabbil alamin, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, maliki yawmiddin, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim, ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Sami Allahu liman hamidah, rabbana lakaham, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I did juvenile life in jail, y'all. I learned the prayer. Shout out to my Muslim brothers.